Greetings, all. Just watching the sunset as usual, but with several events and issues going on around us, trying to determine which one is worth the, I don't know if it's the trouble or the effort to put my time into. I don't make videos for the fun of it or for games. I try to give people information that they can use. And with the changing times, if you don't keep up with this thing, it can run away from you, leaving you in a state of panic. And most people don't keep up with these issues. It's only now that people are looking at Trump with panic in mind, when it shouldn't be that way. Even if another president were in office in the United States, the things that Trump and his crew are doing, have to be done if they don't want the United States to disappear as a power in the world. Or how do I best put it? Just be a nation like Pakistan. It's got nuclear bombs and nobody's going to attack it because except India. and it'd be just ludicrous for India to do some foolishness like that. But India will do it because you got to look at what actions you see in India. You know, just look at the actions and you'll see that it's just a place where things are done based on, not based on logic, but what the wealthy want to do, they do, period. And that happens all over the world, but in India, it's particularly so. You know, they like to think of themselves as a superpower, but reality is not. Superpower needs more than just a nuclear weapon. Anyway, we shouldn't be panicking. And even if you picked up the newspaper and you're a reasonable person, not biased. When I say biased, I don't mean, well, the United States is the place where I live, so I have to support the US. That's a small bias, acceptable under any circumstances. You live in the US, you better support it, because if somebody come after the US, they coming after you. When I say somebody is a power in the world come after the US, they coming after you. So if you are a person who are so biased that, for instance, you think, Caucasians should rule the world because we just better than everybody else, which in the case is a US, British, European ideology. And you can see it being played out across the world today. Before Trump, it was Biden, and the Kamala Harris was just following his footsteps. She couldn't do anything else but what he did. Even as she had gotten into office, we have the same problems today. Israel will still be murdering people, you know, committing atrocities across the planet against whoever they choose with the backing of Biden and Kamala. People are failing to see that Trump is Trump. I mean, he's just like Biden. What has he done different to what Biden was doing in office? Except for the immigration thing. I'm talking about the issues that confront the whole planet, not the issues that confront just America. And the funny thing is that why I tell African people with African roots that they shouldn't worry is because the Europeans ran from Europe to America. The things that they did in America, no other people did, no other culture did. Europe's been having wars with each other since Europe was Europe. So when you talk to a Caucasian now, this one that's biased, absolutist, if he has to leave, he's not going to leave America. He cannot. So he has to follow Trump down the mountain no matter what. Now, people are complaining, Africans are complaining about what Trump is doing, but they're not looking at this thing logically. If you get put out of America, where can you go? You might say, well, I'm not leaving America because my ancestors died here, we died for the vote, and so forth. Yes, but if your life is at stake, what are you going to do? If your children's life is at stake, what are you going to do? What will you think when you look back at Oklahoma and Florida and see what was done to the people who stayed in these places? City destroyed, many of them murdered, lynched. It's only after that happened that they moved. Consider what could happen now and have a plan. You cannot go to Europe. Europeans now are packing up the Africans and the Arabs and all the other people who flooded into Europe before the wars, pushing them out. After the immigrants, Trump is going to go after somebody else. Are you prepared if it is you that he's going to go after? Are you looking down the road and saying, asking yourself, where is this thing going? I hope you are. You may not want to leave America at the time, at this present moment, because things haven't really gotten bad yet. Seriously. Well, I shouldn't say that totally, because for the people who have been dispossessed or deposed or run into some serious issues, things are bad. If you get, if you're working one day and then the DOGE marched in and closed down the store, and you don't have health insurance and a paycheck, things are bad. So I'm kind of urging people, don't wait till that you get to that point. Do not wait till you get to that point. That bottle of alcohol that you normally buy, you can put that money away and prepare for the day when you're going to need it now. I didn't say if you're going to need it, I said when. Like I said, they always start with a low hanging fruit. Watch the history of America. Low hanging fruit in America is always black people. It just so happens that there's a cushion underneath black people in America called immigrants from South America. Now, they weren't planning on calling themselves black. But guess what? There's a category below black, and they're in that category. Now, when they reach the next category above illegal immigrants, guess who is in the line of fire then? And I've already begun to see and hear stories about people who got green cards, that their green cards are being taken away. Don't know how true it is, if it's a general, if it's something in general, or if it's individual, if it's individuals, specific individuals. Don't know, because I'm only hearing second hand. But just look at some of the other actions. People in power that used to be in power who now lost their security, their protection. That piece of paper said I can go into the Pentagon or I can go into this office in the government without being escorted. It means a lot to those people. It means that they're locked out from pertinent information, briefings that briefings that happen every day that they were privy to. They're no longer getting those briefings unless somebody they know passed on some information to them. So this thing's wider and deeper than a lot of people know and want to see. So I'm asking you to prepare yourself. Take this thing seriously. You have a place to go. And don't tell yourself, you know what, I'm never gonna go there. I will die here. Let them kill me. There are no lawyers who are gonna take you to court, gonna go to court when that time comes. Prepare yourself. You don't have to listen to me, but the choice is yours. If you live in a village and fire is burning all around you, and you're not going to find a lake of water or a path out of the fire, it's up to you. Peace.